growing pushback this morning to the Biden administration's rumored plan to consider allowing refugees from Gaza into the United States. Nearly 36 senators have signed on to a letter calling on the Biden administration to abandon the plan, just days after the White House confirmed that discussions about the idea are underway. In that letter, the 35 Republican senators write, quote, "We are not confident that your administration can adequately vet this high-risk population for terrorist ties and sympathies before admitting them into the United States. We are further worried that accepting Gazan refugees might cause a crisis at the Egypt-Gaza border, leading to chaos that would only empower Iran-backed Hamas." Joining us now is Senator Ron Johnson, Republican from Wisconsin. He is one of the 35 senators who signed that letter. Senator Johnson, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Happy to be with you.
We're thrilled to have you. So why do you believe the Biden administration would not be able to adequately vet these refugees from Gaza?
Well, we obviously have no control in Gaza. You certainly can't trust Hamas. Let's face it, this president, his administration have let in 6, 7, maybe 8 million people in this country, largely unvetted. Drug traffickers, human traffickers, sex traffickers, members of some of the most brutal gangs from Mexico, South and Central America. Why would you want to compound the problems? I mean, we're going to be dealing with this open border, our southwest open border, for years, if not decades to come. And the fact of the matter is, it's unfortunate, but Palestinians are taught from a very early age to not only hate Jews, but hate all infidels. You know, there's a reason that the Arab countries around Israel do not accept Palestinian refugees on a permanent basis. It's a risky proposition. So why add that risk to the enormous risk, clear and present danger that this administration is already subjecting America to with their open border on our southwest border?
Well, especially with Palestinians currently surrounded by war, death, and famine, I'm sure that does harbor resentment to a lot of Western countries, including Israel, of course. You said young children in Palestine are indoctrinated to not only hate Jews, but all infidels, and you want those concerns addressed. What would you like addressed? What answers would you need from the current administration?
Well, again, they're not going to be able to vet these individuals. Yeah, it's very unfortunate. This has been going on for decades. We have laws in place that do not allow funding of the Palestinian Authority as long as they continue to indoctrinate and pay for terrorists, pay their families. But we still provide that funding anyway. So again, our policies, particularly this administration, toward Palestine have not been helpful, and they put America at risk.
The letter specifically mentions the hostages still being held in Gaza, including those 8 Americans. What do you believe the Biden administration should do that they maybe haven't done yet to secure the hostages' release?
Well, that's a very difficult situation. From my standpoint, what the Biden administration ought to do is support Israel in its quest to destroy Hamas. If we would have experienced a similar terrorist attack on U.S. soil, taking out the same percentage of Americans, that would have been 50,000 American citizens brutally slaughtered. You can imagine what the American public's reaction to that would have been. And so we've now been apparently restraining Israel. Now we're withholding some weapons that Israel needs. I wish this war would already be over. I think Israel's doing everything they can to limit civilian casualties. It is Hamas that hides behind women and children in hospitals. They are the ones that are putting civilians at risk. What they ought to do is just surrender and end this war, but they're not going to do that. They continue to fire missiles. They just killed a couple of Israeli soldiers over the weekend. So Hamas is not laying down its arms. They need to be destroyed, and we ought to be supporting in Israel's effort to defend itself by destroying Hamas.
Senator, the reality is there are hundreds of thousands of people suffering in Gaza, whether you want to blame Israel, whether you want to blame Hamas, Iran, whoever. Is there a way to practically help those people while supporting our strongest ally in the Middle East, of course, being Israel?
Not while Hamas exists. You know, there's billions of dollars sent for, or, you know, just appropriated for humanitarian relief. I think one of the first shipments was immediately taken over by Hamas, which is what we were always concerned about. So as long as Hamas is there, as long as they exist, Israel's at risk, and it's going to be very difficult to take care of the people in Palestine. But remember, it's the Palestinian citizens themselves. I think something like 70% voted for Hamas to govern Gaza. This is the representation they chose. They're having to live with the consequences. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah, that election was back in 2006. Senator Ron Johnson, thank you so much for your time this morning, sir.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.